right. And then on the 26th we have Puff. On the 27th we have Katrina Creed, and then on the 3rd, January 3rd, our 5-year interview with Moondog Greg Moore. I believe we're done putting ourselves over now. And it's a great day for wrestling because we are wrestling with the news. A big piece of news this week was that Kenny Omega is out indefinitely. Um, it just seems like the punches keep on rolling when it comes to AEW and their wrestlers getting injured or hurt. But when you have literally one of the biggest stars in Kenny Omega getting hurt, well, not hurt, but out of action, it's a big deal, no?
Yeah, it is. And considering that the rumor is diverticulitis,
Right.
which I can kind of relate to because I was borderline diverticulitis. And then, so it's no joke. It's no joke. You're talking intestines getting taken out, possibly, if not treated right. Um, More likely, they're probably either going to try to, and no, and essentially for most people who don't understand diverticulitis, it's basically holes in your intestines, which makes your stomach hurts like super, super bad. So they're either going to have to do one or two things. He's going to have to increase his fiber intake, which is crazy because when you think of a wrestler of Kenny Omega's stature, you would think like tip top shape, nutritional, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And and you know these things is just it's very serious because it has to be very serious to the point where they're probably thinking of like cutting intestines. Same way Brock Lesnar had his, like he almost died from it. So that's one person. But we all knew that he was just a notorious meat eater. He wasn't really like a vegetable guy. So it's just crazy.
Yeah. Honestly, it just sucks. Obviously, not even injury, just medical issues. Um, but what does that really leave AEW at this point? That somebody like I said, the statue of Kenny Omega being on the sidelines.
Well, I mean, his days, he has more days behind him than ahead of him, so it wasn't like a bigger deal. I think this is just more like maintaining and trying to get his health back. Um, it's not like, I mean, I mean, they're already pushing borderline workhorse and MJF to death, so it's just a matter of they got to figure out like this one is more medical, but a majority of it is just the way that people wrestle, that style that they wrestle there. So they're gonna have to like figure out a safer style for long term maintaining, right?
Right. I don't know.
So like when you think of like the Miz, people says his shit is lame, but the result speaks for itself. He only had like one major injury in 20 years.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be um, interesting to see how things still play out from here. Hopefully, it's not the last we've seen of Kenny Omega. Um,
Let's hope not. I mean, you don't want him to go out like this, so I think he would want to come back and do a couple of them, and it'll be good.
you have to imagine he after something like this, he might be in the twilight of his career.
I don't think so. I think he's got like a good several years left.
I mean, it depends on how he decides to wrestle and if he takes care of himself. Honestly, um,
That part is true.
yeah. On the bandwagon of bad news, Charlotte Flair will be out for 9 months due to a knee injury. I believe she tore her ACL. Yeah. Um,
Yep.
correct me if I'm wrong here. Isn't this Charlotte's first major injury?
For the most part. Because usually when she's off, she's not like, I mean, breast implants not withstanding. I mean, for the most part, this is the first like injury where it actually affects like her ability to wrestle.
Right. I
But
believe.
the thing is more like ACL tears now are the rate that I've been seeing them. It's like the rate in recovery. It seems like it's like a sprained ankle at this point. So depending on how her body takes the surgery and how she prehabs, it could be 6 months low end, 9 months high end.
So basically, what that being said, she's probably missing WrestleMania now.
True. I mean, what was going to be the plan for her at WrestleMania? Anyway, other than maybe Bianca.
Um, that's what I was going to bring up, Bianca. Honestly,
Yeah, besides Bianca, who else was going to be there?
I mean, it's Charlotte Flair at the end of the day. There's more. There's more leeway into what we got for Charlotte, what we're gonna do with Charlotte for WrestleMania than is there a spot for Charlotte? You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, true. I mean, but keep in mind, last year, I'm not mistaken. No, Charlotte was there last year. She was there 39, 38. Was she there last year,
It was
38? I
actually
don't think so.
it was Rhea Ronda. What was the year after Ronda? Um, oh,
Rhea Charlotte was this past year. Last year was
Ronda.
Rhonda?
Yeah, I think she came back the night after WrestleMania. For
Right.
37.
True. I mean, uh,
36 she was there. 35 she main evented. Yep,
35 she main evented, which was New York. 36 was,
it was
I
Rhea
mean,
Ronda.
36 was basically 2-1. So she had the Rhea match, and then the next year in Tampa, I was like, eh. Dallas, I don't remember Dallas.
She wrestled Ronda.
That's right. And then Rhea. Okay, yeah. She's
Yeah,
been there.
since WrestleMania 32, she's only missed one WrestleMania. So,
Man.
which is quite amazing if you think about it. Um, but it definitely sucks for her that she won't have a spot this year. For even if it's a 6 month recovery time, I don't
Yeah, that's
think that
still,
she.
yeah, she's still out.
Yeah, I don't think that she could make it in 4 months. That would be asking a
Yeah,
lot of
she's
her.
not. Yeah, it's a lot. But then again, it's just, and we'll see because this is her first injury, and I mean she's on the she'll be 38 when she comes back, so we'll just see how her body reacts to it. Damn, she's 38. God damn it, like that's crazy.
Really? Yeah.
Or she'll be by the time she comes back, she'll be 38.
Well, either way, it's again, it's her first ever injury, her major injury. So we'll see how she reacts. All right.
Yeah, we'll see how she.
Now
Speedy for recoveries for both.
on to interesting news. Piling on the bad news. Liv Morgan was arrested on Thursday in Florida. She was arrested for possession of marijuana, more than 20 grams, possession of drugs, possibly synthetic cannabinoids, and was bonded from jail for $3,000 and was released that night.
Hmm.
Um, the substance was tested and proven to be marijuana, according to the arrest report. Uh, she's been out with injury, and a lot of people were speculating a Royal Rumble return and possibly a Royal Rumble win. This could really put a not a nail in the coffin. What am I trying to say here? This could be a real big roadblock for her. No,
If it was 10 years ago, maybe. I don't think weed is as um, what's the word I'm looking for? Negatively associated as much as it used to be, right? Like it's Florida, so if she was in California, it'd be a whole different story, right?
it's not a matter of what she got arrested for, but just the simple fact that she got arrested is a big deal.
Uh,
You don't
but then
have
again,
much.
getting arrested is in proximity, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like weed is not that big deal anymore, right? Even though certain states are still like acting like it's a devil, but for the most part, I mean, everyone kind of understands weed is like more acceptable. I mean, the NBA accepts it for crying out loud. So you can't really like. I see what you're saying of the fact that she got arrested, but context of arresting is an issue as well.
What I'm getting at is you don't want mugshots of your wrestlers out there, and she now officially has a mugshot.
That ain't stop Jimmy Uso. And I love him to death.
Okay, Jimmy Uso, sure, but compared to Jay Uso, on the same level, Star Wars.
Star wise and getting TV time are two different things. Because if they really didn't like the fact that he got arrested, he wouldn't have came back and joined the longest reign and had his longest reign as tag champion. And his was DUIs, and he's a repeat offender.
But we could also agree that his time away from the ring because of these issues made Jay a bigger star because he had time to develop himself as a singles star.
I mean, all that happened in conjunction with him having a fucked up ACL. So everyone's like, these ACLs, man, Jesus Christ. But yeah, it's all like context. So I get what you're saying. I understand the point. I'm just saying that WWE probably is looking at it like, okay, you got arrested for weed. I mean, there's 20 some odd states that it's legal to do so. Now, if WWE doesn't tolerate it, that's a whole different story. Kind of like how in California, the state it's legal, but if you do it in front of an FBI agent, he has the right to arrest your ass because it's federal jurisdiction versus state jurisdiction. It's one of those mix ups. You know what I'm saying?
But it's
So
just see,
that's where I'm getting at.
it's definitely an interesting thing that happened. And if anything comes more of it, I'd say well we would be on it. But I mean, we're gonna be off for the next 2 weeks,
Holy
so we'll
cow!
talk about
One,
it.
2, 3, 4, 5. What? 3, 6, 9, 12, 2, like 22 to 23 states. Florida, it's legal.
Yeah,
Marijuana is legal in Florida, so I'm trying to figure out how the hell she get arrested for. You
it
see what I'm
was
saying?
it was over 20 grams. It said. I don't know what that means exactly,
I
but
mean, not over 20 grams. Because usually, if you have a certain amount, it's an intent to distribute. And it says not more than 20 grams. So, not more than 20 grams. The point is, if you have more than 20 grams, the cops can have the right to say that you're intending to distribute or intending to sell, right? Like that's where the limit comes out. But
well, probably
it's
she was.
crazy that it's legal in Florida and yet she got arrested for it.
Well, probably she was driving. So I don't know if it's illegal to drive while doing marijuana, but she was pulled over, and when the cop approached the car, um, the the car reeked of marijuana.
Okay, now I'm getting to it. So in Florida, medical weed is illegal. Is legal. Recreational use is not legal. So that's where it comes in to play.
And I'm sure her eyesight is fine.
I mean, but you also have people that have it for like CBD.
Mm.
So it to CBD is like the new aspirin nowadays. But you see what I'm saying? So it varies.
Oh
It's a
well.
mix. It's a mix, right?
Well, Kenny Omega's out. Charlotte Flair's out. Liv Morgan might be out a lot longer than we may have initially expected. But there is hope because the Headbangers said that a potential return is not out of the question. How big of a return would it be for the Headbangers to come in 2024?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, attitude era cats would be like hell yeah, but um, I don't know because I'm trying to remember. They never won. Have they ever won tag gold?
They won it once, maybe for like a month.
That's mm, but I mean, yeah, they were one time. I'm assuming Hall of Fame, but because they need a tag team.
I mean, WrestleMania 40, the Headbangers, the tag team.
Yeah, I mean they're trying to fill out because is it a Legends contract?
Um, I guess I don't. I do
Because
know that they
I
signed the
wouldn't see them
contract.
coming back to wrestle.
I mean, they said that they want to wrestle. So,
Man, boy, stop.
well, somebody that did definitely make a return was AJ Styles. He attacked um, LA Knight and turned heel last night on SmackDown. Um, I think it's a good thing that AJ Styles turned heel. They haven't been really doing anything with him for what, like the last 3 years at least.
I mean, because they had a lot of motherfuckers coming back. So, to be fair, he kind of got lost in the shuffle, plus the injury didn't help.
I mean,
So, I mean,
somebody like when somebody like AJ Styles can't necessarily put it together. That's not a great thing, no.
I mean, just be glad he's back. He'll AJ. Maybe we could get him better talking on the mic, but hey, can't gotta let see where it goes. But that kind of lends me to see where LA Knight is going, right? Because that's diverting him from the bloodline in a sense.
Right. But you can make the argument that he wasn't going to get his way back to the bloodline until after WrestleMania because things are kind of getting clearer, and he's not in the title picture. At least not
Well,
Roman's
I,
picture.
well, I could have told you that.
Right. I mean, if he doesn't wrestle like a Jimmy or a no, a Jimmy or Solo, then I'd imagine that he would wrestle for maybe United States Championship. But then,
Well, I get that's the rumor, but
I mean, also begs the question if he's wrestling for the United States Championship, what happens to Ricochet and Logan Paul?
that's why I don't see he's going to go for any title, unless people are trying to say he's going to get Gunther's title. But I don't see him shifting brand, so
Right.
it's one of them things.
Well, for right now, this is how I saw it. Punk and Rollins, Cody and Roman, Jimmy versus Jay. I could arguably say those are the three matches that we could probably confirm for WrestleMania. No?
You think Cody's going to get another shot?
He has to finish the story.
How the story was not. Boy, why does everybody keep yelling that the story is with Roman? The story was never with Roman.
The story's not with Roman. The story's for the WWE Championship. Not
The,
Seth
the
has the World Heavyweight. He wants the WWE. Dusty held the Heavyweight Championship. He's looking
so you're
for.
telling me he's gonna win the Royal Rumble twice in a row? Because that's the only way his ass is gonna get there. Because he's on a whole nother brand. That's
Um,
the only way he's going there. See, that's where the because you can say yes, Cody Roman. How you're gonna get there is the question.
I mean, he would have to, wouldn't he?
But then how do you get Punk Rollins?
I mean, they're on the same
Because now
brand, so you could
they're on the
theoretically.
same brand, but the rumor is that Punk is going to win the Royal Rumble. See, this is where the issue comes into play because everybody thought it was going to be Jay Roman. Now it's going to be Jay Jimmy. I could have told you that. I already knew that was going to happen. It was going to be Jay Jimmy next year. Roman is at this point he can pick whoever he wants. I don't. I see more of a because Punk Rollins are going to fight at the Rumble. I don't see. I do not see. I see more Punk Roman versus Vice Punk Rollins at WrestleMania.
I mean, they wouldn't have done what they did with Rollins and Punk if they wasn't heading towards WrestleMania.
That doesn't mean it has to go to WrestleMania.
You think that they're going to waste an attraction match like Seth Rollins versus CM Punk on
At the Rumble? You fucking right. You goddamn right.
the Punk's in the Royal Rumble match?
How many people we've seen fight for a title and enter the Royal Rumble the same night?
But uh, they wasn't announced for the they wasn't
Brock
announced
Lesnar,
for the Royal
Brock,
Rumble.
Brock Lesnar literally lost the title, lost his championship match, and won the Royal Rumble the same goddamn night. So, you tell me where I'm wrong here.
Alright,
Excuse me.
well, you're not wrong about that. But I mean, there then you have to deal with the detours. What do you do with Drew McIntyre at this point?
I think Drew's going to be more with Jay.
Don't I don't know. I think it's pretty clear, but you know, it could it there's a million different ways it could go, honestly. And the way that it can go, it it doesn't seem like it wouldn't be able to fit. Everything kind of you could subtract this person, add this person, and it would still people wouldn't really bat an eye at it. Honestly, I think that's the great part of having so many guys that are over right now that you're able to insert if something happens or if you don't like this guy or you don't like that outcome, then they have this instead. But
Well,
yeah.
well, it's just a matter of who they are, because it it's gonna it's gonna be a lot of I think fog, because I don't see it. I in my mind I see Punk Rollins being, because I don't see it as a, I could be wrong, but I just don't see it as a long term feud.
Okay. Well, we shall see.
And because eventually, well, Roman's gonna have a dance partner, but he has so many options to who to go to or who to dance with.
Right. Well, that brings us to our last bit of news. Um, we're talking about, arguably the biggest signing in WWE in in recent times. TNA signed their first wrestler underneath the TNA banner, and that is Kushida.
Okay.
Yep. I mean, he hasn't necessarily gotten the. Kushida hasn't been the wrestler he has been since he went to WWE. No.
Uh, True. I mean, but what were they expecting? You know what I'm saying? Because they also got Trent Seven, so
Yeah,
uh, it's. I just want to see what they're gonna do with them, right?
right.
Well, he's gonna walk in, win the X Division title, and then what?
Well, he couldn't necessarily make anything happen in WWE. He went back to New Japan. That was extraordinarily bad for him, which is surprising. Um, and yeah, he's just kind of been in the middle since. So maybe TNA will help him. Maybe he'll get land back on his feet. Who knows? We shall see.
I mean, that's all you can do is hope for the best.
Exactly. I believe that's it for our news. And now a quick word from our sponsors.
Hey, folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show. Support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.